Today we're going to check out this 1970 Ford Mustang Fastback. This is a driver conditioned project car that was made into a resto mod. It's powered by a fuel injected V8 engine. Comes equipped with power steering, power front disc brakes, air conditioning. The motor, I was told, was a 1988-89 Mustang powertrain, motor, transmission, complete drivetrain. It's all fuel injected, MSD ignition. Bottom side of the hood's all painted flat black, looks real nice. As we look in the engine compartment, again, very presentable. If you stand back at 15-20 foot, this is an absolutely fantastic looking car. Previous owner put brand new wheels and tires on it. Drove it quite a bit in the last few summers. Just had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely not a show quality car. It needs a lot of work as far as paint chips and cracks and stuff like that. But the overall appearance of it, it's a nice looking driver. As we walk around to the front end, the front bumper and front spoiler are new. The grille looks to be in good shape. Mustang emblem, front trim, all that stuff looks good. Again, I'm not going to be able to point everything out on the paint. It's got a ton of paint chips. You can see chips along the side of the hood here. It's got the Boss style scoop in it. We got a real nice hood gap on the passenger side from front to back. It's got the Boss stickers and the Boss stripes. It's got the 429 Boss scoop. Just like I said, a great look, and the wheels and tires are like new and a fantastic look. Does have dual exhaust. The exhaust pipes go over the rear axle and come down, or stop right around the rear axle. I don't know if it's in front or behind. The bright yellow paint has a great shine on it, but again, tons and tons of paint imperfections, little paint cracks, paint chips, stuff like that. As far as bubbles and blisters, I don't see any blisters in the lower fender. I mean, it's got a paint crack right here in the lower fender, so I mean, it's obviously got a little filler work there. Got 2 or 3 tiny little bubbles on the front corner of the door. Rocker panel is all solid and nice. I don't see any blisters or bubbles in the rocker. It's also got a few little tiny blisters right here at the back edge of the door. Lower quarter panel where it meets the rocker is all good. Over the wheel lip molding, all over that wheel well, all looks good. No bubbles or blisters there that I can see. I mean, there's a paint run right along the edge here. Behind the rear wheel, again, just a little sag line, kind of a little paint run a little bit there. But those lower quarters, all that kind of stuff there, the pinch weld all looks good. No bubbles in that lower quarter. We have some paint cracks right along the top of this quarter panel here. As we look over the roof, it's got a couple little dings way up in here, a couple small little dings. Other than that, the roof looks pretty straight on it. This rear sail area all looks nice and straight. I don't see any issues there, just at the very top of the quarter where they probably had a skim coat right up here where they maybe put a quarter on. We got a paint crack here, a little paint chip on the top of the trunk lid. There's a couple bubbles along the trunk lid here in this passenger side corner of it. Tail light lenses and housings are original. Back bumper looks great. Paint's peeling on the rear balance. As we look up and down the sides, really a pretty straight old fastback. We're asking under $20,000 for it. And again, it's a good driver, project driver, a guy can jump in and drive, enjoy, and do something with later if you want. As we open the door, if we look at the corner of the door, I mentioned there's a couple bubbles on the outside, but we look on the inside, it's never been bondoed or anything done on the inside corner. That's all original lip there. Passenger side door panel armrest is excellent. Seats are excellent in it. Both passenger and driver side seats are just in fantastic shape. They're like new, nice and comfortable. Original seats, all recovered. The back seat looks like new as well. That has been recovered. Back door panels look good. Carpet's been replaced. Headliner. It does have a rip by the back hook over on the driver's side, way over there, right behind the hook. Other than that, the headliner's in great shape. Really nice. Visors are nice. Roof rail rubber's been replaced. Door rubbers have been replaced. Dash pad's good. When they did the newer Mustang, they took the steering column, steering wheel, shifter, dash, everything out of there. Wiring, everything. So the gas gauge works, tach works, oil pressure, amp gauge, temp gauge. Everything factory gauges all work on this 1970 Mustang Fastback. It's got all the 80s to 90s dash, steering wheel, steering column, all that stuff in there. As far as the heater fan and stuff goes, not 100% sure. I know the AC and stuff's all hooked up, but I'm not sure where the heater switch is. There's a dial right here. I don't know if that's for our heater fan. I'll have to check with the guys when we get back, but it's got the console and the shifter and stuff for that newer Mustang as well. So again, it's a resto mod. Really cool interior, nice headliner, nice new carpet. Seat covers are excellent. Door panels are excellent. Door shuts nice and tight as far as our gap goes from top to bottom. Really lines up pretty decently. It's got the rear spoiler, front spoiler. There's some paint cracking around this rear deal here. I mean, if we look close at these little spots I'm pointing out, I mean, it does have some paint cracks, stuff like that. But here again, I'm standing 4 or 5 feet back behind it, and it still looks really nice. Top of the rear quarter on the passenger side, the driver's side, or I'm sorry, passenger side had some cracks, driver's side does not. Driver's side quarter, all that body line, all that is excellent. We have one little paint scratch right here on that sail. Other than that, that looks nice. Behind the rear wheels is good, no bubbles or blisters. Over the wheel well, all looks excellent, no bubbles, blisters. In front, same thing. Rocker panel looks good. Corner of the door looks really good. We got a couple tiny ones maybe starting there, but really nice in the front of the door and in the back of the door. Lower front fender looks good as well. No bubbles or blisters there. We got a paint chip right here. Disc brakes in the front. Dual sport mirrors. We also have a hairline paint crack right around the door handle right there. Corner of the door is excellent. Door panel's nice. I mean, if we think about it, just what people want for a 69 or a 70 fastback body that needs restored. I mean, this is it's got the wheels, tires, exhaust, fuel injected motor, tranny. I'm pretty sure we're going to price it at $18,995. It's a really cool car for somebody that wants to buy a Mustang Fastback under 20 grand, have a lot of fun with it, and kind of restore it as they go. Again, no rips or tears anywhere on the driver's side seat or passenger. Seats are excellent. Back seat is great. Seats work as they should. There's a couple little scuffs on the seat back, that plastic seat back. Also, one other thing, it does not have seat belts. Seat belts will need to be added. Door panels, all nice and tight. Armrest. Sounds good. Factory tack works. Temperature gauge is starting to come up a little bit. just off of the cool side, so that appears to be working. It's got great oil pressure. Shows it's charging. We gotta love the winter weather here in Iowa. As soon as I get these cars back from the test drive, we get them back up on the hoist, power wash them, make sure we don't get any salt, get all that salt off. Really cool car. The seats feel nice and comfortable. Steering wheel feels good in your hands. Power steering works great. Speedometer works on it. Car seems to idle well. As far as with the road, icy road conditions, we're not going to go too fast today. Car really drives down the road pretty good. We're doing about 50 mile an hour, 55. Also the speedometer seems like it's off. It's reading about 40 and we're doing about 50, 55. So the speedometer is off. But it goes down the road nice at 55 mile an hour. Front end feels pretty good on it.